right, I'm going to say this is going to be my last video for today. When man is not in place, woman is out of place. When woman is out of place, children are misplaced. When children are misplaced, the family becomes a disgrace, leaving the child promiscuous, searching for the man who was never in place in the first place. The truth of the matter is accountability is needed on both ends, but I am a man, so I'm going to talk to men. And I know I'm going to piss a lot of men off. Why? Because men deal with a lot of toxicity, things that they do not want to voice, things that they do not want to face. And a lot of the problems has everything to do with us literally being out of place, whether it be physical or mental. We have to realize that it is our job to cover the woman. It is our job to secure the woman. It is our job to provide for the woman. Provision is more than just monetary. Provision has everything to do with what we give to them emotionally and mentally, spiritually, so that they can sustain their lives. The fact of the matter is, anything that we can blame a woman for, I can guarantee you we can search down to the beginning of the problem, the core of the problem, and find an absent man. The truth of the matter is, many of us have to start being men and saying, hey, listen, instead of us bashing the woman that we want to seek to fuck, why don't we build the woman? Instead of trying to seek to fuck her, why don't we make love to who she is as a woman so that we can press her to the forefront and she can be the helpmeet that we need in order for us to thrive in the garden that God gave us. The truth of the matter is, many of us are bitter. Many of us are broken, and many of us have issues of dysfunction because we have been raised by dysfunctional people. And that's not a harsh thing to say. It's just a truth. Many of us have experienced harsh worlds, harsh experiences, harsh encounters, harsh words, and much of that has damaged our perception, our purity, to be able to look at the woman with love and generosity and say, you are the woman that God created for me to help me. Third thing I want to say, and this is the final thing I'm going to say, for all you men who sit there and talk about Eve did this and Eve did that, the truth of the matter is this. In the beginning, when God created man, he saw that it was not good for man to be alone. He therefore then created him a helpmeet. Genesis chapter 3, a cunning and more wise serpent, more wiser than any other creation in the garden, came and began to whisper in the ears of that woman. The problem was this, that man was there present in the middle of the whisper. So man's absence and silence caused humanity to fall, because if man would have shut the fuck up about trying to be this and be that and just said, no, you can't talk to my woman unless you face me. The instruction was given to the man, and yet man stayed silent. Whether it be through her indiscretion or the indiscretion of the conversation at hand. Many of us are silent, but we have so much to say about what is done after the fact is done. No, the reality is many of us need women. We need women. Every last one of us do. We came through a woman. We heard from a woman. We spoke to a woman. We learned from a woman. This is our first 4 pillars of life. Now, if you want to go to the African traditions, we can talk about it. Because in the African tradition, especially Kemetic, you can see that Adam was a particular species. Adam was humankind. And Eve was the first to exist. So if you go back to the African traditions, especially Kemetic traditions, you'll see that woman was actually the first human being here. You can't get life unless it's through a woman. So many of you are already messed up by the fact that you think that it takes only men to run this country. Yet it takes a man and a woman to run a house. Let's put it in perspective. If a man and a woman needs to run a house, then the house is the pillar itself. The family is the pillar of the community. Then the community needs both male and women. Then the state needs both male and women. The country needs both male and women, and so does the whole world. We have to stop warring between one another as to who is more valid and who is more needed. And the reality is most of us are needed. We are all needed, but we're needed healed. We're needed whole. And we're needed with God. I hear all of you saying God comes first. He does. He does. Yes, Jesus saves. Muhammad saves. All of these Christ figures saves within their own community. But at the end of the day, here is the truth. Only a woman is going to be the answer to man's indiscretion. That's the way God created it. You don't like it? Go talk it out with the Eternal One.